Hi guys, it's the Nintendo Kid here to do my first e-cigarette review ever. This is the Megalodon. This is a mod you can purchase from electronixtix.com for about $100. This mod is made of aluminum, and despite its size, is very light. It comes with, you can get several different atomizer connections. With it, the one that I got was a 510. It's a 3-piece. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, that's not okay. Anyway, there are 3 pieces to this unit, and you can take out the middle piece and put in a different kind of battery. It uses CR123As, 18650s, and a special 5-volt battery. And here's what it looks like with the middle part removed. This can be used at various different voltages. The one I have in now is a 3.7 18650 and an LR atomizer. But it can also take one single CR123A at 3.0 volts, or 2 of them at 6 volts, and you can also get a 3.7 volt CR123A. This is the 5-volt battery. This is the CR123A. And this is the 18650. This mod has a bottom button. The button is right here. It also has a safety feature on it that I think is pretty cool. In that little gap between this and this, there is a little nub and a hole, and when you turn it, you can't press the button. The nub has to be lined up with the hole so it doesn't fire accidentally. Now, when swapping out different types of batteries, there is in the middle of the switch, there is a little screw in there that you have to twist with a screwdriver in order to change. There's a spring inside here and a spacer, and you have to adjust that for the different lengths of the battery. Depending on what battery you have in, you want to make it longer or shorter, like this. Okay. What you want to do when you switch new batteries is insert the screwdriver, push in the button, and twist until you hear it activate. This is a single CR123A at 3.0 volts with an LR Addy, low resistance atomizer. And this is a 3.7 volt CR123A. Much better. Wow, 0.7 volts really makes a difference. And for those of you who don't know, one thing to always remember is whenever you're using high voltage devices, you never want to use a low resistance atomizer. So I'm going to change to a standard addy. I'll pop my 5 volt in here. That's a standard atomizer with a 5 volt battery. Now, as you can see with the 6 volts, creates much more vapor. It's also a warmer vapor. I personally don't care for it too much. I prefer the low resistance atomizer with the 18650, simply because with the 6 volts it burns up the juice a little bit too much, and it loses some of its flavor, and it tastes a little burnt. Also, the 18650 is a 1500 milliamp hour battery, whereas the CR123As are only 500. And the 5 volt is CR123A only has 1/3 the life of the 18650, and the 5 volt battery has even less. So if you use high voltage, you're going to be swapping out batteries pretty much throughout the day, quite often. Compared to an Ego or a Riva, the Ego is 650 milliamp hours, and the Riva is 750. So the 18650 will give you about twice the life of an Ego or Riva standard. The high voltage also creates more throat hit. Again, I personally don't care for that. Some of you might like that. But the really nice thing about this mod is the fact that it's very versatile. You can use lots of different atomizer connections on it, different types of batteries. You can have a lot longer life. You can make it really small. You can pretty much do whatever you want with it. And like I said, that safety feature I really like, because sometimes when I have my 510 or my Ego in my pocket, it fires off accidentally, and this one can't do that, and you don't need to buy any special parts to keep it from doing that. I've had this about a week. I'm really enjoying it. Honestly, I see no reason to buy any other mod except maybe a wet box, so that I don't have to keep dripping. This is one hell of a good mod. It's the Megalodon. Again, you can buy it from electronixtix.com for about $100. I'm not sure off the top of my head how much the batteries and the chargers are, but it depends on what you want to get, or what you want to. It depends on what batteries and chargers you get with it. One other thing I think I should mention, some of you may not like the bottom button. It does take some getting used to. When you, or at least when I first started using it, after I don't know, after a couple hours of vaping on this, my pinky finger does sort of start to get a little sore, but it's not that big of a deal. It's something you'll get used to. Overall, it's just a really nice mod, and like I said, I see no reason to buy any other mod except maybe a wet box. This is the Megalodon, and that's my review. Hope you enjoyed it. Okay, one last thing I wanted to mention that I forgot about earlier is I wanted to compare the Megalodon size to some other e-cigarettes that I have. Here we have the Blue or Volcano L88B bottle, the Joy 510, the Joy Ego, and the Megalodon. Now you'll notice that these batteries are all of different lengths, and on the bottom here, this is the button. In the middle of that button, that groove in there, you twist that with a screwdriver to adjust. God damn it. Alright, Jesus Christ. I think this battery's dying. Okay, let's try a different one then. And now I'm going to put in two CR123As for 6 volts. Oh shit. Apparently it's not in all the way. There we go. Okay, so basically, the 5 volt and the CR123As are both, well, the CR123A okay, one last thing that I wanted to mention, and I wanted to show you guys, is just to give you an idea of how big the Megalodon is. I'm going to compare it to some other e-cigarettes that I have. Okay. On the top we have the Megalodon, followed by the Ego, the Joy 510, and the Blue or Volcano model L88. Fucking shit, I can't talk.